Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Mallon. Cheers. Welcome to the fine art of self-distancing. Sorry for the delay. I'm gonna start out like this. You think I'm a heart, but baby, I got a heart of gold. You locking your door and leaving me out in the cold. But I've been bought and baby, I've been sold, and I need protection from the cold. You might think that my humanity has been the cause of all this insanity. The whole damn world's got so much uncertainty. Sure wish you'd see something in me. You think I'm a whore, but baby, I got a heart of gold. You're locking your door and leaving me out in the cold. But I've been bought and baby, I've been sold, and I need protection from the cold. I need protection from the cold. I need protection from the cold. I think I saw the lights in all the houses. I think of the last of your goodbyes. I thought about the songs of stolen summers that live on promises in a time. Call me a cab for the last plane to tomorrow. Waiting down here for something all my life. Send my regards, never been over the rainbow. I'm living with all you left behind. I think I saw you walk into the station. I thought I saw the blaze look in your eyes. I thought about a love that never happened. We just made promises in alibis. Call me a cab for the last plane to tomorrow. Sing me a song about a summer suicide. Send my regards to my friend in California. You wake up and you break up, and it always finds you here. All you wanna do is disappear. Call me a cab for the last plane to tomorrow. Waiting down here for someone all my life. Send my regards to my home in New York City. I'm living with all you left behind. Call me your heart. Call me your heart. Call me your heart. Yeah, man. How's everybody doing out there? It's Saturday. I don't know, or something like that. I can't even figure out what day it is. You're watching The Fine Art of Self-Distancing. I'm Jesse Mallon, and this episode is going out to all the bar workers, all the spots me and my friends have. The DJs, the sound people, the door people, the bartenders, the bar backs. So if you donate, there's a donate button. Money will be going to those folks. Some of them can't get unemployment, some can, some are still waiting on it. Some are just struggling to make things happen. So this one's going out to the local community. Romeo was restless, he was ready to kill. He jumped out the window cause he couldn't sit still. Juliet was waiting with a safety net. She said, don't bury me cause I'm not dead yet. I wanna know about the mystery dance. Why don't you tell me about the mystery dance? Why don't you show me cause I tried and I'm still mystified. I can't do it anymore and I'm not satisfied. I remember when the lights went out, I was trying to make it look like I was never in doubt. She thought that I knew and I thought that she knew. Both of us were willing but we didn't know how to do it. I wanna know about the mystery dance. Why don't you tell me about the mystery dance? Why don't you show me cause I tried and I'm still mystified. I can't do it anymore and I'm not satisfied. Oh! I was down in the covers in the middle of the night. I was trying to discover my left foot from my right. You can see the pictures in the magazines. What's the use of looking when you don't know what it means? I wanna know about the mystery dance. Why don't you tell me about the mystery dance? Why don't you show me cause I tried and I'm still mystified. I can't do it anymore and I'm not satisfied. I can't do it anymore and I'm not satisfied. I can't do it anymore and I'm not satisfied. I can't do it anymore. You don't have to deal with the dealers. Let your boyfriend deal with the dealers. It only gets inconvenient when you wanna get high alone. You don't have to know the right way home. Let your boyfriend tell the driver how to go. It only gets kinda weird when you wanna go home alone. You don't have to know the inspiring people. Let your boyfriend know all the inspiring people. You can hang in the kitchen and talk about the stars in the upcoming sequel. When you get tired of your boyfriend's things, there's always other boys, always other boyfriends. When you get tired of your boyfriend's scenes, there's always other boys, always other boyfriends. You don't have to deal with the dealers. Let your boyfriend deal with the dealers. It only gets inconvenient when you wanna go high alone. You don't have to go to the right kind of schools. Let your boyfriend come from the right kind of schools. You can wear his old sweatshirt. You can cover yourself like a bruise. When you get tired of your boyfriend's things, There's always other boys, always other boyfriends. When you get tired of those football scenes, there's always other scenes, always other boyfriends. When you get tired of the car that he drives, there's always other boys, you can make them like you. When you get tired of the music he likes, there's always other boys, you can make them like you. They say you don't have a problem till you stop bringing it home. They say you don't have a problem till you start sleeping alone. They say you don't have a problem till you start sleeping alone. There's always other boys, there's always other boys, always other boys, you can make them like you. There's always other boys, always other boys, always other boys, you can make them like you. There's always other boys, always other boys, always other boys, you can make them like you. All right. Well, anyway, this show's going to be about an hour of some songs, some ones we haven't played in a while on this bit. And God, I've been home. I can't believe it. It's almost 5 fucking weeks. I am going crazy. I'm going to have a visit from Bob Strauss a little bit later. He's going to be coming on, first time appearance. And what can I tell you? I'm going to start with, I guess, something off my first record. The record's called The Fine Art of Self-Destruction. And that's the inspiration for this program, The Fine Art of Self-Distancing. There's a lot of that going on. Hopefully you're staying away 6 feet from stardom, Bob Strauss says. I do a pretty good Bob Strauss. Yeah, so I'm going to start the beginning. I'm not going to play too many songs off this record because, well, it's my first album and I'm playing the whole record next week. Next week will be the full record, The Fine Art of Self-Destruction. So, that's the bit. What do I got here? Got my Rasta thing. I got this in Jamaica. I went on that outlaw country cruise. It was really great. I was really scared of being locked in. Look at me, locked in for 5 days. I was so worried I would be trapped on a boat with music and drinks and people and hand sanitizer. And now I'm trapped for 5 weeks and there's more coming. But we were on that boat and we were playing. And it was great because everywhere you went, there was great music and all kinds of cool people and stages everywhere with great sound. And we'd be up there playing, and it's on a boat in the middle of, the Atlantic Ocean, and stuff would be falling. So I said to the crowd, if it looks like I'm dancing, I'm not. All my drinks fell over, the whole bit. So when I made the first record, it was the first time I had been alone from a band, and I could just write whatever the fuck I wanted. So I started to just write about myself or people around me, and I didn't have to worry about trying to impress the band or the boys in the band. And when I was growing up, I've said before, I come from a divorced family, a broken home. We moved a lot when I was a kid. I used to have to wear this patch and glasses, and I was so embarrassed to be new at school. I would take the patch off and I'd throw it on the floor, and I'd roll around on the floor, and then people would laugh, and I didn't feel so bad moving all the time. And so I guess when my father left, right before he split, he noticed that I was really into Batman and then Kung Fu and Bruce Lee. And they had these shows on TV, this Kung Fu show. It was like in that 70s vigilante time, like Billy Jack, So they had that show Kung Fu with David Carradine. Grasshopper, take the pebble from my hand. And they'd say all this spiritual, philosophical shit, and then they'd beat the fuck out of somebody. So I was really into all that before I got into music, like Kung Fu. I still have some Bruce Lee shirts. And my father, before he left, he said, whatever you do with all that, don't hit any girls. You're into all that Kung Fu, that violence. I said, okay, Dad, I'll see you later. He got a big car. He started to swing around. It was before they had Just Say No. And I'd go to school and I'd get into all kinds of crazy shit and get into trouble. And my mom's like, you're going to go to college. I'm like, no, I'm not. And then I got into music. I got into Kiss and then punk rock. And when you got into punk rock, it wasn't like Kiss where some people hated you. Everybody fucking hated you in the neighborhood. They figured you're a junkie, you killed your girlfriend, a heroin addict. I just liked the music, and I wasn't so much into really partying or anything. I just liked the aggression of it. And I used to wear the clothes. I'd come down to Trash and Vaudeville in New York and I'd buy black leather jackets and badges that had like Plasmatics and The Clash and Dead Boys. And I'd go to school and I'd try to fit in, and I had these bondage pants, I don't know what bondage was. And the principal was like, "What, are you looking to jump out of an airplane?" I'm like, "No, they're bondage pants." I didn't even know what that meant, right? So I'm in school, and every day these kids are making fun of me, these straight jocks, and it's shitty. And these girls with Jordache jeans, and they still got the Farrah Fawcett flipped hair. And I don't know, they're just fucking with me in Spanish class every day, and I'm feeling really shitty. And I don't know what to do. And one day these two girls just started going, the Ramones, And I just lost it in this class. And this before they had Just Say No. So I stood up, and I was going to go crazy and knock their desk over, and I got violent. I thought of my father, words of wisdom, don't hit any girls, don't hit anybody. And I didn't know what to do. I was seeing red. They were bothering me for weeks. So I decided to take my penis out. And I took it out, and I walked over to these girls' desks, and I just banged it on the desk, my penis. And they flipped out, the teachers. They dragged me down. Now, right now, you'd have a whole movement against me. But they dragged me down to the principal's office. They threw me against the wall. They're screaming, "This guy could be a rapist!" And they called my mother up, and they dragged her into school. She got out of work, and I was there with my mom. And she's like, "Oh, my God." And the principal, Mr. Pittman at PS 194, Whitestone, Queens, and he says, "Your son here, he could be a potential rapist." And my mother goes, "Well, he likes the punk rocks, the Dead Kennedy, the Circle Jerk, the Black Flag." So Mr. Pittman goes, "Well, you know what they do to radicals in America, the Abby Hoffmans, the Lenny Bruces, the Jello Biafra." I'm like, put me in that? The radicals, I'm like, what do? No school for 2 weeks. So I was like, yay! I got home and I was so excited, and my mother was like, "This ain't happening. You're in your room for these 2 weeks. No telephone, no fucking guitar, nothing. No TV, no leaving the house." And I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. And I lived in this one bedroom. My mother, she slept in the living room in a pull-out, and me and my sister shared a room. It was kind of a little tight. It was a little claustrophobic, like this whole fucking isolation thing now. And I'm in there, and this is before they had the interwebs or 970 or whatever and all that. So I was a big listener, and I would listen to my mother, listen to the adults. What is she saying? What's going on? So I'm trapped the first night, and I'm so bummed I'm not going to see my friends. I can't believe that I did that, and whatever. I'm owning it. And I hear my mother talking to her boyfriend, and I lean out around the corner of the doorway, and I hear her say, "You know what my son did at school today?" And he's like, "What?" She says, "He took his penis out and he slapped it on a girl's desk." And then I hear my mother's boyfriend crack up. And then I heard my mother crack up. And then I wasn't grounded anymore. This one goes out to my mother's boyfriend, Fred. It's called Almost Grown. My parents split up in the first grade. My father never did come back. My sister liked John Travolta, but I wanted Billy Jack. Throwing things off of the rooftops, 40 buildings all the same. My mother took a job as a waitress, swimming in the divorce age. When you're all alone, and you're all alone, and you're all alone, and you're almost grown. When me and Holly snuck into nightclubs, the politics of punk rock church, we were so idealistic, but somehow only saw the worst. When you're young and violent, sick inside, hoping to be a mad water seeks its level of pain, and you're all alone, and you're all alone, and you're all alone, and you're almost grown. My mother's ashes went in the ocean, scattered on a windy day. She used to like Frank Sinatra, cigarettes and JFK. Well, some retired, some expired, some were meant to be admired for a moment at a young age. Well, I don't care what they say, others went and got away. I just wanna see her again. When you're all alone, when you're all alone, when you're all alone and you're almost grown. When you're all alone, I know we're all alone. When you're all alone and your heart is stone. Yeah, the sound of the sounds. You gotta get used to this. I'm telling my friends that are doing these streams, I don't know. We're gonna do this stream, then I have Bob Strauss coming out in the middle of the show, then I got this Green Door dance party. I'm throwing back. Oh my God, going to the old ways. Anyway, I'm gonna switch out something. And I want to thank everybody that's been so kind donating each week. And if you can't find the button, Jillian, who's been the production manager of this, the technician, the whole deal, she can sort you out. And you can support Niagara, Bowery Electric, Dream Baby, Lovers of Today, and Berlin, the employees from those joints. There was some GoFundMes, but I wanted to kick it up a notch, and I knew that all my PMA Malin people would be sensitive to that kind of stuff. Because you guys, you know, my crowd, how many shots of tequila have we had in these bars? If you come to New York, or we stood by the bar, or even at my shows in other countries, I used to have to like pour a little out on the side when no one was looking, because I would have been a destroyed liver. My liver would have looked like Swiss cheese and Bob Strauss's hairdo. Anyway, I played this, I think, last week. I haven't really ever practiced this instrument. I've just been in, I was living in central isolation. And being around, I thought, you know what, since I'm doing these things, and we're not playing at Webster Hall in front of all those shot girls and all that stuff, I figured I'd fuck around with this thing. Anyway, this one goes out to Howie Lipson, who's always been such a good friend. This is called Pocahontas. Aurora Borealis, the icy sky at night, the paddles cut the water in a long and hurried flight, from the white man to the fields of green, in the homeland we never seen. They killed us in a teepee and cut our women down. They might have left some babies crying on the ground, but the fire sticks and the wagons come. Setting sun, they massacred the buffalo, kitty corner from the bank, in the taxis run across my feet. My eyes have turned to blanks in my little box at the top of the stairs. Indian rug and a bite to share. was a trapper, I would give 1,000 pelts to sleep with Pocahontas and find out how she felt in the morning on the fields of green. In the homeland we never seen. And maybe Marlon Brando would be there by the fire. We're sitting and talk of Hollywood and the good things there for hire. In the Astrodome and the first TV. Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me. Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me. Pocahontas. All right, this thing, what does it look like? It's like for a retainer or something. Hold your retainer in. What's that Dead Kennedy song, Too Drunk to Fuck? Anybody ever heard that? What does it go like? Something like... Has some line about, you give me head, it makes it worse. Take out your fucking retainer, put it in your purse. Hey, it's a drinking show. We're gonna get into some bar stories. I'm gonna switch guitars out. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God, Jesse Bolin. What do you got going on? So when I was a little kid, I used to, I don't know, sit in bed. They put us to bed. I remember getting so depressed and they put us to sleep when the lights were fucking still out and the sun was still up and you'd hear voices of people in the other room, and my parents were still together then. I remember they were like, we have company coming over. I didn't know what that meant, so I'd be up, I'd be listening, and I heard people laughing and drinking, and the sound of the glasses and the ice, and then music, Elvis Presley playing. Yeah, it was like I want to be there with the adults. I want to be hanging out. And so I'd be listening, and I hated going to bed. I just hated it. So as time went on, I guess I discovered rock music, and from a lot of babysitters that I had when my parents split up, and I got really psyched just to see anybody on TV, just any band come out, just a minute of a rock show. They would close the lights in the auditorium at school, and I would think of a concert, and they'd put on some like science film or whatever. But I guess I got into the bar world. I tell people I own some spots with some friends, and we did it for some Frank Sinatra fantasy. But I guess it goes back to, as a kid, we'd put on plays and shows, and everybody probably did this for your friends. But then as I got older, we were in hardcore in our teens, and they wouldn't book us in a lot of places. And the clubs didn't like it because the kids would trash everything and go crazy dancing. They were scared of the dancing. And we were sober, we weren't even drinking then. We were just like, we're gonna be fucked up and in your face, and we're not gonna die like Sid Vicious or Johnny Thunders. We're gonna be present. And that was what was so great about hardcore, because it was so driven by the music. And we couldn't get too many shows in these clubs. Most of us didn't have money to drink, so our crowd didn't drink that much. If they did drink, they drank outside in a brown bag. But, if we found ways to do shows, we'd put them on in schools and in basements and in Irish bars and in Queens and Polynesian restaurants. And it would only last one time because they'd wreck the place and they'd, blow up the toilets with M80s. Not me personally. So we'd be in the city, and I found this loft on 24th Street with this guy, Giorgio Gamelski. And he used to be some weird Russian guys. Hey, you come to my house, Jesse, you come to my house. We didn't know that he managed the Stones in the beginning, managed the Yardbirds, produced them, and he was just some guy that let me put on hardcore shows at his house. And we didn't want to be stuck in some overpriced gig, so we put our own $5 shows on. We brought our own liquor in. We paid off the cops. Yep, the cops would come and they just stand there. He gave them a handout. Not today, my friend. And it was pretty cool. We did New Year's Eve there, and it was just in the back of my mind. And then I moved on and I did a whole bunch of other bands. And when I was just about to form Degeneration, right before, me and my friends, we didn't want to be on New Year's Eve just stuck in some fucking, shitty club listening to loud music with $10, $20 drinks. And we were like, let's save New Year's Eve. Let's throw this party. So we went to Giorgio. I said, I got this guy, this crazy Russian guy. And the door on 24th Street to his home, his loft, was green. So, let's call it the green door. We brought all the beer in from Brooklyn in the back of my van. I was a van man then, a moving guy. And we just wanted people to dress up. We wanted them to dance. And they came and they did. And this party got bigger and bigger. So I ended up moving it around with my friends to all these different clubs. And eventually somebody said, well, do you want to take over this building on St. Mark's for like 7 nights? And I was like, all right. So I hired all my friends. I wanted to be like rock and roll high school. And it was, in my mind, I was going to call it Coney Island because that was my favorite place in the world. And high, like rock and roll high school, Coney Island High. And I thought, well, people would be like, well, that's not in Manhattan, it's in Brooklyn. And I thought, well, Max's Kansas City, that wasn't in Kansas, it was in New York. So Coney Island High. And we put it together, and I just wanted to be a club for the kids, by the kids. And I didn't know what I was doing. I had a big record deal from Sony, and I was going on the road with Kiss and the Ramones. And so I hired all my friends, and most people gave away the bar. Some didn't. People got in free. People went crazy, and they had the best 5 years. But at the end of the thing, the last couple of years, the mayor, Giuliani, which I don't really like this dude at all, and he turned out to be a lot worse, but he looked like a hero for doing his job September 11th. But anyway, so Giuliani comes in, and he decides he's going to make money for the city. And he's going to enforce these blue laws from 100 years ago that hadn't been done. And like jaywalking. And you used to be able to walk around New York and have a beer in a brown paper bag, you were going to jail. If your friend was smoking a joint and you were next to them, you'd go to jail. I finally played Madison Square Garden as a kid, opened up for Kiss, a childhood dream. I'm in my 20s. I'm so psyched to play the Garden. My father's like, fuck you, I'll go see you when you play the Garden. He had to come. And I got arrested for fucking drinking a beer outside. I wasn't even under the street. Kiss, we were opening for Kiss. They kick us out of the dressing room. And I know what to do. So I'm like, I'm going to go downtown. I just played the Garden. I'm going to party at Coney Island High. So I'm walking. I got my beer. I'm under the pavilion of Madison Square Garden. And these cops roll up on me. And I'm like, look at my laminate. I got Gene Simmons. I'm a New Yorker. I just waited my whole life to play the Garden. Fucking jail. I went to jail twice. So that was when Giuliani was in. I have no police record, so if I'm clean, officer, I'm clean. Anyway, so time goes on, they're coming to our club, and they're busting us for dancing. And we're like, oh my God, we have signs up that say no dancing. People are like, is this a fucking joke? I'm like, no, it's not Footloose, it's real. And so eventually we got these fines, and if you keep getting fines, you get padlocked. And they'd come in on a Saturday night, the fire department, the police department, consumer affairs, at 1 a.m. into peak hours. Everybody's just having fun. And then they see that and they all leave. It was rough. So one day towards the end, we stopped all our dance parties because we didn't want to break the law. We just did live music. And it was really fucking depressing. And we had the DJs play slow songs and told people not to dance. It's so fucking bad. And one day they came in on a Saturday night. And we had already been fighting this with lawyers and lost so much money, me and my partners. And we came in, and the Consumer Affairs Fire Department come in, and they scream, and they shut the place down, and that was it. And I was there. I happened to be home from tour. So they're like, all right, you got to go. You got to go to court. My partner's like, you're always on the road. You go to court. So I go to court, and I'm there with this fire marshal guy, and he's like in front of the judge, and the judge goes, well, were they dancing? And the guy goes, yeah, not my kind of dancing. He was older. Not ballroom dancing, but they were jumping around and hitting each other. And then he asked me, the judge. And I said they weren't dancing, because they weren't. They were listening to Aerosmith. It's a power ballad called Dream On. And you can't dance to that song unless you're a real fucking nut. And I just said all that, and I left the court case. They taped it. And about 2 weeks later, the club got closed because we had a lot of debt. And my partner called me up, though, and she said, Lindsay, she said, we lost the club, but you won that case. We were just out of money. Dream on, baby. Anyway, more things happen. We'll get back to that later. This is called Burning the Bowery. It goes out to Scott. I should be at your house tonight, but we're quarantined. was wasted late last night. A young girl asked me for a light. Felt like I've been here before. With the demon life, it's an open door. Come on down, I've been burning all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generation, haunted by the history. Had a girl who shared my name, stood like a flower, but she fell like rain. Tattooed knuckles that spell lonely, four letters couldn't hold me. Come on down, I've been burning all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generation, haunted by the history. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning on the Bowery. Right back here where you found me, still burning on the Bowery. Whoa, 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 whoa. My grandfather worked these streets, took my grandma to the Roseland Beach. Society of Pinacola, graveyard shifting rock and rollers. Come on down, I've been burning all that's left inside of me. Coming down the generation, haunted by the history. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning on the Bowery. Right back here where you found me, still burning on the Bowery. Whoa! Lonely voices on the phone. Hey, 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 is Audie home? Gonna call up Jimmy G to find out what's gone wrong with me. Yeah. Indian trails and sidewalk streets, old school hardcore matinees. Works, tears, and thunders cross the things we won and the ones we lost. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning on the Bowery. Right back here where you found me, still burning on the Bowery. I'm burning on the Bowery, I'm burning up the Bowery. Got something to empower me, still burning on the Bowery. Hello? Yeah, this is Jesse. A collect call? Telefonicos, Tijuana. Tijuana? Robert Strauss? No, he's supposed to be here soon. Forget that. Telefonicos! Where's Bob? Robert? Robert! Hello? Production? Hello, Bob Strauss. Where are you? People are waiting, yeah. It's a benefit for the bars. You said you'd help out. Jesus. I know. We're not getting paid right now. There's no gigs. Yeah, there's no bars. No free drinks. I'll fix something up for you in the back. I might have something in my kitchen. Yeah, okay. You'll be here soon? I know we're delayed. I had technical problems. Where are you? What's this connection to Tijuana? Oh, Herb Albert. A&M Records? Oh, Sting? No, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, back to our show. We got somebody coming, Bob Strauss, my road manager. You might have seen him on my Instagram. Is a character that's just been in my life for many years, and I felt I needed to expose him to you guys. Anyway, I want to make a special dedication for my friend and person that helps me out with all this stuff, Carla Parisi at Kid Logic. Thank you so much for all the support you've been given in these crazy times, and always. And you and Mike, if you're out there listening, hello. Yeah, that's the Bob Strauss voice. Keep them separated, like they used to say. What was that band? Offspring. We went on tour with them, actually. It was a crazy thing. They had a guy that came out and said, keep them separated. And I was pretty fly for a white guy, you know. Anyway, we're going to do the show and tell part. All right, movies. A lot of people, you can order stuff on Amazon. Who's making money? The people with the gloves, people with the masks. Amazon's making fucking money. Crazy. And I, was trying to get loans for these bars and stuff. it's welfare for the rich. You know, everyone's like, oh yeah, they got the small business loans and all this. And one of my partners has been on the phone for a month. It's like the nihilistics, welfare for the rich. All the hedge fund people, they're all getting their bailouts or whatever. They're going to bail me out of the bathtubs. Anyway, so you're home watching movies. I don't know if this is on the box, but this is one of my favorite films, and it's a weird, obscure one. This is Henry Winkler after Happy Days and before Barry, if you're home watching those series. Barry's up there. This is with Sally Field, Harrison Ford, and, oh man, it is a great film called Heroes, about a Vietnam vet. It's a road film and a love story, and a young Harrison Ford, maybe his second film. But Henry Winkler's great in this, and so is Sally Field. She's always great. I recommend Heroes, Jesse Malin. All right, throwing that one. Next. This is not available. You'll have to order it somehow. The Pope of Greenwich Village, Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts, possibly Eric Roberts' best role. Daryl Hannah, she's all right in it. She's okay. And you get Geraldine Page, and you get a few other crazy. Burt Young, you know who he is? Great supporting actor. This is a great film. It's kind of like Mean Streets light, but it's perfect for these times at home. And there's some great New York shots and some Sinatra. A little Sinatra in the morning. All right. Speaking of Sinatra, this record, Cycles, it's very, different. He was trying to be hip. He does a Joni Mitchell song and maybe some Lee Hazelwood, but it's a great album. And the cover always reminded me of the cover of the Minor Threat record. I recommend this for listening. Get on your downloads or buy it, whatever. Throwing it away. The other day I was doing some binge watching on the YouTubes, if you're on the YouTubes now. And I came across my friend Alex had produced this wonderful show with Elvis Costello as the host called Spectacle. And I saw the Lou Reed episode with Lou Reed and Julian Schnabel, who's a great filmmaker, artist, and wackadoodle. But anyway, this is the Lou Reed thing that inspired me to pull out of my bookshelf. The complete lyrics of Lou Reed. And I know that seems weird, but he was such a great writer that to see the lyrics just like that, just out there in a book. All right, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tune up this thing here. Look at my set list. It's Jesse Malin. If you're just getting here from your crazy life, or you're just getting out of the closet and you're starting to liberate yourself for Saturday night, getting juiced, this is the fine art of self-distancing. This is the show to support the bartenders, the barbacks, the DJs, the door people, the sound people of the clubs that I got downtown. Bowery Electric, Berlin, Lovers of Today, Dream Baby Dream on Avenue B. Yeah, Niagara. So what can I tell you? I played that song Bowery, Burning the Bowery, and there's some line about my grandfather in there, that he worked these streets. And I always say on these programs how neighborhoods pick you. And who knew that, like, you know, me and my friends would hang out at CBGB's and do these hardcore matinees, and I would have a bar on the Bowery called Bowery Electric, live venue. Before my time, my grandfather, Artie, he's one of my favorite people growing up. He was the brightest light. And I guess in his day, he sold liquor up and down the Bowery. And that's why I name check him in the song. And he had a bright idea to tell his boss for his liquor distributor that they'd get these labels and put them on the bottles for each bar. And the bar would be so stoked, you know. I sound like I'm from LA. And they'd have their name, like, Niagara, got her own beer. And it was great. Everyone was so excited until one of these bottles ended up in Harlem, and it hit a guy on the head and smashed him over the head, and the guy died. And the labels from the bottle that the guy hit was connected to this bar down on the Bowery. So my grandfather was, he was out. He was out of that one and out of that job. But he's remembered in that song and a lot of things, actually. I'm going to do one off a record called Sunset Kids, which was produced by Lucinda Williams and her husband, Tom Overby. Lucinda's got a cool new record coming out. Really fucking cool record next Friday. And it's called Good Souls, Better Angels. And this song was written about a place where I was going for solitude in my mind, or metaphorically, but I didn't realize how much that would happen in my life and all of our lives. So I guess everybody's living in that place. I didn't realize it would be about claustrophobia, or maybe something like that. Spiritual claustrophobia. This is for everybody out there that's sitting right now and thinking good things and trying to get through it. Sitting in room 13. Shadows on my wall, and voices in the hall. I'm making up my own scene, hanging out in room 13. I pull down the blackout shade and watch the TV start to fade. Deadbolt on the lock, and I unplug the digital clock. Well, I spent some time in a hotel room thinking about love, and I walked away like those others do. Oh, and it's not enough. The walls are paper thin, in the scene everybody sins. All the liquor stores are closed, and I'm sleeping with a ghost. Well, I spent some time in a hotel room thinking about love, and I walked away like those others do. Oh, and it's not enough. I just wanna do the right thing, but I get dragged down on the wrong side. The girl on the telephone, she asked me when I'm coming home, and I'm falling somewhere in between what she says and what she means. It was something that was said before the phone went dead, like the sound of the falling rain in the rumble of a train. Well, I spent some time in a hotel room thinking about love, and I walked away like those others do. Oh, and it's not enough. Thinking about love, thinking about love, thinking about love. Yeah, that was Room 13 off of Sunset Kids. Better tune that up there, Scully. What's going on? You're out of tune. All right, we're gonna step back here. What do I got? Some of this Thai coconut water from a place called The Alchemist. And it's a little loaded. All right. Yeah, I was going to meet that guy Tito once. Anyway, I got a new single coming out next week, next Friday, and this is the B-side of it. Yeah, this thing won't hold. All right, we got to hold up here. It's been a technical ecstasy day. Black Sabbath, technical ecstasy. Yeah. Waiting by the side of the road for day to break so we could go down into Los Angeles with dirty hands and worn out knees. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. The ranger came with burning eyes. The chambermaid woke surprised. Thought she'd seen the last of him. She shook her head and let him in. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. Hey baby, there's something in your eyes trying to say to me that I'm gonna be alright if I believe in you. It's all I want to do. Well, it was me and my sidekick. He was drunk, I was sick. We got caught up in a ballroom fight till Indian shot out the light. I'm so tired of being tired. So this night will follow day. Most things that I worry about never happen anyway. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. Oh, I keep crawling back to you. Oh, yeah, that's going to be the B-side of the Backstabber single. Backstabber is a song from the next album, Lust for Love, that's coming out on Wicked Cool Records at some point. We got some artwork here. Actually, the back, the Crawling Back to You, was shot by Matthew Ryan. He's a beautiful photographer. And the cover, Joe Queever, great photographer, videographer. Yeah, all right. So, this book, Jay Dellinger made called We Are Devo. And it's a really cool book, really goes deep back to Ohio on this band that has still not been touched or matched, or just an amazing, way out there, way ahead of their time group. And this book is one I really recommend. Throwing shit. All right. This next one goes kind of bittersweet, and it's going to go with the next song. This is a book I had in high school when I was going to Quintano's School for Young Professionals and Prostitutes. Fred Garvin, no, not getting there yet. Anyway, this book I got, and it's the first Iggy Pop biography. There's a couple, but this is a really good one, and it's easy to read, and it's probably out of print, but it's worth ordering on eBay. I Need More. Yeah, so good. Such a good book. A song written by Iggy Pop and Glenn Matlock off the Soldier record, which was one of my favorite Iggy records. And I'm going to do this next song for my man, Jimmy Webb. It's a big loss in New York this week, and for the world and for rock and roll. Jimmy Webb had a store. I met him when he was working at Trash and Vaudeville, one of my favorite stores. He went on to do a place called I Need More. And so many people have been heartbroken and thinking about Jimmy. And when I read Iggy Pop's statement on Instagram, his post, as they say, I knew that Jimmy was smiling. Anyway, this is for you, Jimmy. If I should fall from the gray sky, where no doctor can relieve me, bury beneath the sand, where the angels will receive me. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys, Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. Land was always ours, was a proud land of our fathers. Belongs us to them, not to any of the others. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. Oh! Bury me at sea where no murder ghost can haunt me. I rock upon the waves where the angels sleep upon me. Coming up breeze, boys, coming up breeze, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. Go again. If I should fall from the gray sky where no doctor can relieve me, bury me the sand where the angels will receive me. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys. Let me go down the mud where the rivers all run dry. I should fall from the gray sky where no doctor can relieve me, bury me the sand where the angels will receive me. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys. Let me go down the mud where the rivers all run dry. Go again. That's for you, Jimmy. If I should fall in the grace of God, the Pogues. Anyway, if you just got here and you're tuning in, woo, I'm Jesse Mallon. This is the fine art of self-distancing. It's my quarantine isolation program. And yeah, it's a crazy fucking moment in the world. And I hope you guys are being loving to the people around you and letting people you know that you haven't talked to. If you got any bad blood, now's the time to make it all good, because we don't know what's going to happen. But we do know it's going to get better and it's going to be all right. And we're going to be back out celebrating life and whatever you need to do, you know, in your own time. I'm at home doing pull-ups, push-ups, live streams. I never thought I'd want to do something like this. I miss the band. I miss the sweaty, smelly, hot lights and the crowds and jumping around in the audience. And we're going to get back to it. Our tour dates are getting rescheduled and all that stuff. So I was talking to my agent, and my agent was saying, you know, if you get Bob Strauss out there, a few minutes, people will wait. Yeah, Bob Strauss is coming out soon. I'm going to play a couple more songs. There were some requests this week that I really want to get to that I didn't get to last week. And so we got a few more. Next week, I'm doing the fine art of self-destruction. And on another tip, I'm going to tell you about a book. All right. Boom. This book is given to me by my buddy Tom Clark, who is one of the greatest bartenders, but fuck that. He's a great guy because he plays great music, and he's got a heart for everybody in this neighborhood. But he's a really good artist and a great musician. He knows like every song. He writes great songs, and he's got a band called the Action Boys. And you know, if you can see Tom Clark play when you get back and everything comes back, I really recommend it. But he knows his shit so much that he gave me this book, and it's every Chuck Berry, this is for the geeks, every session that he ever did in the studio and the story of it. So thank you, Tom, and I look forward to you making me a shot of tequila. I'm going to do one that I did for the first time last week, and I don't know, this is such a great song, and it kind of ties into celebrating some of the people we lost. This is by Fountains of Wayne. It's called Hackensack. I used to know you when you were young. You were in all my dreams. We sat together in period 1, Fridays at 8:15. Now I see your face in the strangest places, movies and magazines. I saw you talking to Christopher Walken on my TV screen. But I will wait for you as long as I need to. And if you ever get back to Hackensack, I'll be here for you. I used to work in a record store. Now I work for my dad, scraping the paint off the hardwood floors. The hours are pretty bad. Sometimes I wonder where you are, probably in LA. That's where it seems everybody else ends up these days. But I will wait for you as long as I need to. And if you ever get back to Hackensack, I'll be here for you. If you ever get back to Hackensack, I'll be here for you.
What do you got?
Off a record called New York Before the War. Wrote this up with Don DeLego. Kissing cousins always said it was for fun. It was a joke when we all wore pajamas in the sun. Hallelujah Speedo, I'm looking for a ride. Met somebody at a party, drinking tea with mushrooms with sailors on the sea. Getting high on the cheap stuff to save the economy. Never going back to the Carter when the lights go out at the party. I got you, oh man, come on down. I want you, living it heart and soul. I got you, oh go man, go. She finally met a man and she moved into the light. She got a little money cause she dresses to the right. Feeling just like your mother when the lights go out at the party. I got you, oh man, come on down. I want you, living it heart and soul. I got you, oh go man, go. Give me what I want. Give me what I need. Give me another broken heart. Send a message to your lover, man, somewhere up in space. You hit the little button and you made the happy face. Dr. Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein did their best, made a neutron bomb and regretted the rest. Oh! Oh man, come on down, I got you. You're my baby, I want you. Going crazy when the lights go out at the party. When the lights go out at the party. When the lights go out. Oh, yeah. We got another one. This one's going back to a record that's out of print. This is a record I made in California on Billy Joe Armstrong's label and some of the Green Day folks. A record label called Adeline Records. This was a record produced by Rob Caggiano. We don't play this one that often. This is called In the Modern World. Queen of the scene in a humble abode out of Bowling Green. Marilyn, she collects names with picture profile computer games. Now hang on. In the modern world, pretty boys and girls who've been hanging on forever. By the radio, the afterglow. Mama told you now and never. Vampires out in the sun. A Gothic girl, she's a pregnant one. A Indian boy doesn't work. He's a just one straight-edge sort of jerk. So bang on. In the modern world, pretty boys and girls, you've been hanging on forever. By the radio with the afterglow. Mama told you now and never. That's entertainment. She changes her name. And finds liberation in the path of rain. Cereal box. Now he wants to break free. Millions ice cream that TV. So hang on. In the modern world, pretty boys and girls, you've been hanging on forever. By the radio with the afterglow. Mama told you now and never. In the modern world, pretty boys and girls, you've been hanging on forever. By the radio with the afterglow. Mama told you now and never. A little gender bender. Come on, fuck forever. Keeping the PMA, yeah, in the middle of this lockdown, isolation, pandemic, yeah, downtown New York City, in the modern world, 2020. I don't know, they're asking for songs that I play with a band, you know, it's like a band song, but I made the best of it. My friend Carla gave me this book, and it's a really cool photo book called Juke Joints, and it inspired the album Car Wheels on a Gravel Road's cover by Lucinda Williams. Really cool book if you can get it. And the photographer, Bernie Ems, is really fucking great. I'm not going to show you any more pictures. Got a couple more show and tell bits. Anyway, where's my drink? Hope you guys are doing okay, hanging in there. I got a couple more, and we'll see you. Well, Bob Strauss he was running late, but he's going to be here. I'm just stalling, you know. I'm stalling for Bob Strauss. You know, everybody's waiting. Instagram star, it's viral. Everything's virtual. We're gonna get virtual with each other. Tonight I got a Green Door party at 9 o'clock. We're gonna be doing with Holly and Howie Pyro. Some people love to say that name. I love to say that name, yeah. Howie Pyro and Holly Ramos. What can I tell you, baby? The next song is off a record called Love It to Life, which was made by a guy named Ted Hutt for Side One Dummy Records. Joe Sib, who great guy, great singer, comedian, just a good friend too, has this label for years, and finally it was time to make a record together. And so I was writing this record, and I was thinking about, you know, what am I writing about? I had a bunch of songs like The Archer, and I guess I had, I'm trying to think what else I had at that time. Disco Ghetto, I won't play that one. Don't request it, baby. Yeah, we're not going there. No. And I was living at the time, because it was right after the Covers record, I was living with my sister Juliet on the Upper East Side, getting my Seinfeld Friends, Golden Girls vibe, you know. I was getting ready for the TV shows and the baby boomers and all. And I'm living on the Upper East Side, and so I start writing, and there's some guy every time I write that bangs on the ceiling. He's got the pressed pants, and he's new to New York, and, you know, it's okay. I was new once. And I don't know what to do, you know, I'm just trying to figure out ideas. So I start thinking about my life, you know, go back into the childhood, like a shrink or something. And I remember I grew up, you know, at the end, I guess during the Reagan times, we had Reagan Youth. And this president, you know, I don't know if he was propped up there, but they had to make like the food group in school, so they made ketchup a vegetable. They said, oh, ketchup, that's the president, you know. At that time, that's what I remembered, and a bunch of other shit, a lot of stuff. But there was a Cold War still going on, and everybody was communist in Russia. Essentially, it was a penis contest and some kind of war money thing, I guess, or I don't know. What do I know? Don't get political, Billy Bragg here, Jesse Mal. Anyway, so I'm thinking about all this, and I'm thinking about, yeah, remember that? It made ketchup a vegetable, and remember, you know, Cold War, and you're a communist, and at the same time I'm thinking about that, I get a call from this band that I know, this guy Eugene, from this band Gogol Bordello, and he says, you want to go on tour with us? You want to go to Europe? And I said, yeah. So he says, the first show's in Moscow, and he comes from the Ukraine, and if you ever seen this band, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you should see Gogol Bordello. And they were on the label as well, on Side One Dummy. So I'm so excited. Wow, I'm going to go to Russia. I'd never been, being a kid, you know, from New York, from America. I went down to Orchard Street, got a big red suitcase. I'm ready to see some different shit, see what it's all about. And I remember when I was going to school, I had this one science teacher, Mr. Schlackman, and he used to say, we're all the same guy, Jesse. You think you're so punk and you're such a rock and roller, but you're the same as everybody else. We're all the same, flesh and blood, human beings. All right, Mr. Schlackman, okay. He also was the one that busted me when I was jumping off the stage at Saturday Night Live during the Fear Show. He said, I know where you were this weekend. But anyway, I think about that sometimes when I get grounded into my mind. All right, we're all the same. And I get on stage a lot, and I always tell people how small the world is and how connected we are from touring and rock and roll and how it brings us together. So I'm ready to see the world, you know. Got a guitar, we'll travel, bought a big red suitcase, and we're flying over there, and I hook up with Eugene, the singer. And everywhere he goes, the airport, going into this place to check in our luggage at this hotel, he's got his nylon guitar, just like it says in the song, and he's singing. Keeping it curly, squatters and their dogs. And he's got all these songs, and I'm like, wow, this guy's like, brings the guitar, brings the bottle of wine, he's truly giving the fiesta vibe, you know? But I dropped my suitcase, and, you know, he's still going, keeping it. I was down with Jesse Miley, and I'm like, this is great, but I want to see some different shit. So I get to Moscow, drop the suitcase in the room, I go down to Red Square, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. And I'm looking for stuff where Lenin's buried, I'm like, I'm in fucking Moscow. And the first thing I see when I get to the square is a McDonald's, and then a Subway, the chain, and then a Burger King. And then it hits me, like Mr. Schlackman said, we're all the same fucking guy. We're all connected. We're all trying to have a good time, keep alive, fall in love, and we're all getting fucked over by the same corporations. So anyway, stay healthy, because there's some devils out there, but there's a lot of beautiful people. And this next song, I went back to New York. It was around Christmas time. I put it together, and it's a shout out and a tribute to the great folks of Gogol Bordello and my buddy Eugene Hutz, who is the gypsy with the nylon string guitar. This is all the way from Moscow. Organize the distance, who won't be home for Christmas. The Russian rain was falling on the Golden Arch. I felt your interest fading through the wire, and the gypsy kept on playing his nylon string guitar, all the way from Moscow to New York. And watch the dirty river roll by, and I'll dedicate this feeling to the ones in my life. Watch the dirty river roll by, the culture so you're high and dry. You don't get your money back yet. You don't get your money back yet. They said the sky was falling when they played the hits. She was born in 1980 from a Cold War kiss. She said, I believe in something, but I don't know right. My parents felt the same, but they never admitted. roll by. And no matter keep the culture so you're high and dry. You don't get your money back, kid. You don't get your money back, kid. And I would've liked to been there, but I waited so damn long. I had a funny feeling you were gone. They said the Twin Towers was an inside job. The boys went to the desert, man. We partied in a wartime bar, and the gypsy kept on playing his on string guitar all the way from Moscow to New York. And I watched the dirty river roll by, and I better keep this feeling for the once in my life. Watch the dirty river roll by. The culture so you're high and dry. You don't get your money back, kid. You don't get your money back, kid. You never get your money back, kid. Just like live. Organize some distance. You won't be home for Christmas. Gonna organize some distance. Jesse Malin on the fine art of self-distancing with special guest Bob Strauss and people from all over the world. Thank you guys. We're coming to the end of this bit for now. I'm going to put on a record. I'm going to play the new record, and we're going to get Bob Strauss up here. I have to go downstairs. I got to spray a few things. He's a bit of a germaphobe, you know. I got to, 6 feet from stardom. Woo, woo, woo. Anywho, drinking the stuff. Have a few pops. I hope you guys are celebrating, though. I hope you're not getting too bummed out and being too weird, because there's stuff to do. I'm trying to get stuff done, trying to have a program. Get with the program. Trying to keep the PMA, positive mental attitude. We made these mugs that are like morning PMA. These mugs we're selling. What are we going to do? This is my job once a week. On Wednesdays, though, I do something as well. Meet Me at the End of the World. It's a talk show now, not just a shirt or a song recorded 18 times. This week, it's at 5 o'clock on the East Coast and 2 o'clock out west, 10 o'clock in Great Britain. It's pretty great over there. And this week's guest is Mike Imperioli, and you guys probably know him from Sopranos, from Summer of Sam. He wrote a great book, a novel kind of based on Lou Reed. Really cool guy. Anyway, and he's a great actor. He was in Goodfellas, holy shit. I better practice, my interview skills. What can I tell you? We got the Green Door coming up in a little bit. Bob Strauss coming out. This is off Sunset Kids, a record that I guess I recorded, with my band. I miss you guys so much. Can't wait to get back out there. This record was nominated for an Independent Music Award, and they're having the big concert, but it's going to be virtual, so I got to record this in the bathtub, one of the songs. Anyway, I wrote this with Holly Ramos, who's going to be doing the Green Door party with me tonight, a childhood friend and a friend for life. And it's going to send this out to everybody that is thinking about people that are fighting through this. I'm going to send this one out to Nick. We're thinking about you. We're playing a lot of Elvis Presley. We got a lot of living to do. Don't forget that. This is Chemical Heart. They say you got a chemical heart. You try to prove it different is the hardest part. They say it's on the tip of your tongue. You've been making up excuses since you were young. I don't wanna be your babysitter. I don't wanna be your 5 a.m. I don't wanna be your Jake mother. I don't wanna date your ex-best friend. You're standing on the edge of the wall. You're walking down the street like a vicious girl. I'm calling it a chemical crime. You got a lot of nothing, but it's mine, mine, mine. Singing nine, nine, nine. Singing nine, nine, nine. I don't wanna be your Argentina. I don't wanna be your remote control. I don't wanna be your Bernie Taupin. I don't wanna be your stepping stone. Just say you got a chemical kiss. You're breaking down the atoms to get your fix. You're looking like a knife in the heart. Wishing that it's different as the hardest part. Singing na na na. Singing na na na. Seen your mother, baby, sleeping on the floor. A permanent vacation, crying in the shower stall. I don't wanna be your ivory tower. I don't wanna be your broken home. I don't wanna be your plastic surgeon. I don't even wanna walk you home. They say you got a chemical heart. They try to prove it different is the hardest part. I'm calling it a chemical crime. You got a lot of nothing, but it's mine, mine, mine. Singing na na na. Singing na na na. Singing na na na. Singing na na na.
Yeah, I see you guys. You can't see me.
It's a kiddie show. Hey, we got show and tell time. This was given to me by Diane Gentile as a Christmas present years ago. Bob Dylan, all the songs, and it's a story about every song. So good. Order this while you're home. Yeah, check it out. I don't know who you can order from. Maybe like the Easter Bunny will come, or Santa Claus, or Amazon. They'll take your money. You know, they don't care. We don't care. You know, we don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. I know that you just got one day in front of you. You got to make the best of it. Next Friday, the new Lucinda Williams album comes out. Diane and the Gentlemen have a great record out on our label, Velvet Elk Records, called The White Sea. There's going to be a new record from a group called Hennessy that I produced that's a really cool EP, a local band that's it's blowing up pretty good, where they let us blow up. Fiona Apple just put out a really cool record, and Bob Dylan put out another song. And that's the scene report from Jesse Malin. Meet me at Angelica's for the final scene. In black and white Helvetica, you'll find the village green. Doctor or doctor in, mirror or mirage, Stockholm Syndrome metaphor, blame it all on Mom. I thought about a conversation as it played back in my head. I think I had a revelation, sick of calling on the dead. Purple hearts and question marks, she's still dressed to kill. Coffee shops and confidants, is she a friend of Bill? The promise of another year, a birthday in the fall, for a mighty moment, dear, we almost had it all. I thought about a conversation as it played back in my head. I'm gonna make the transformation, just like Bowie in Berlin. Everything's gonna be okay, gonna be alright, gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna be alright. Gonna be okay. Oh, 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 oh. Meet me at Angelica's. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is going to be my last song. Then we got a special guest. I think you know this guy, Robert Strauss. I'll be here next Saturday, same bat time. Sorry for the delay. Oh, we got technical problems here, you know. Got to tighten things up next week. I'll be playing the Fine Art of Self-Destruction on the Fine Art of Self-Distancing next Saturday. And thanks for your donations. If you can't see where it is, I think there's a button at the bottom or somebody will prompt you. I can't see it. I can't tell you. You could be buying me drinks and flashing me all kinds of body parts and I wouldn't even know. You could be spitting on me. I couldn't even tell you. Oh, wait, I got an umbrella. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for your donations. This week we're going to be giving it up to the bartenders at Niagara, the barbacks at Bowery Electric, the sound people, the door people at Berlin, Dream Baby down on Avenue B, the old studio that we used to rehearse in. I want to give a good shout out to the people that keep those clubs together. Sam over at Niagara, yeah, and Matt over there, and Levi over at Berlin, yeah, and Matt over at Bowery Electric, and Megan and Stephanie and Jacob and Matt in the office. I could see you all, guys. You know, we're all going to have a really big party when this is done. I don't care. You're going to have to break the straight edge veganism tolerance. We're all going to be drinking beers and shots and I don't know. Things are going to get better. You got to stay positive. And you know what? We might not have a moment like this again where you can sit back and go out of your fucking mind. You should see the people out there. They're crazy. Half the kids don't have anything on. They're just like, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to the pool, the park. And then there's people sneaking into clubs late at night. And then there's people that are out there all bundled up and don't touch me. And I got myself a cane after this guy chased me down the block. Now I got 5 feet away from stardom. So hope to see you later at the Green Door Party. Thanks for supporting this every week. And I'm going to close with a song that has yet to come out. And it's a song about optimism and all that stuff. This is called Greener Pastures. Waking up in Dallas and the lights are low and dim. We all want somewhere to begin. I sent for my prescription, but it hasn't shown up yet. I'll know the feeling when it does. A greener pastures always wait for you. Tell the story one more time. What you asked for, starry-eyed and blue. You can make it if you try. I went to see a movie that everybody liked. Made me wish I was a better guy. I'm waiting on a vision, but it hasn't shown up yet. We all know the river's gonna rise. A greener pastures always wait for you. Tell the story one more time. What you ask for, starry-eyed and blue. You can make it if you try. I lost a friend this morning. Well, I just saw them last week. This fragile world, so bittersweet. I'm waiting on an answer, but it hasn't shown up yet. We all want a reason to believe. A greener pastures always wait for you. You can make it if you try. What you ask for, starry-eyed and blue. You can make it tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Putting these guitars down. Put them down. Good, watch out for Bob Strauss here. All right, we're going to take a musical break. I'm going to play you guys the Backstabbers single here. Give me 1 second. I got to let somebody in. We got to stay far from each other. Fine art of self-distancing. Hey, hey, hey! Yeah, be right back.
I was born inside a void. I was looking out for something, man, that couldn't be destroyed. Running through the city with somebody else's sins. Well, all I ever wanted was just somewhere to begin. Well, they stab you in the back and they wanna see you crack. And they say go to heaven in a brand new Cadillac. They wanna see you hurt and they treat you just like dirt. And you somebody out their life is just a four-letter word. Feeling like a poor boy on the line. I was 16 years old in an A state of mind. I was hanging out in Playland with some kids from Ozone Park, playing computer games and learned to kill like a shark. They stab you in the back and they wanna see you crack. And they say go to heaven in a brand new Cadillac. They're giving you a script and they wanna see you trip, but you stick the poison out 'cause you're sick of being sick. Hey, tell me what do you want? Tell me what do you want from me? Hey, tell me what do you want? Tell me what do you want from me? wall. I'm gonna keep my distance, man, and play some rock and roll. They stab you in the back and they wanna see you crack. And they say you're going to heaven in a brand new Cadillac. They tell you it's a sin and they wanna stick it in, but all you ever wanted was just somewhere to begin. Hey, tell me what do you want? Tell me what do you want from me? Hey, tell me what do you want? Tell me what do you want from me? I see the sun roll over, sun just rolled over, and it turned to sun.
Yeah, I got in. It's all right. It's remote. It's Bob Strauss. I'm here. Yeah, I got the mask. You know, I'm doing a bit. I got a glove. Yeah, I got a latex. It's like a porno show, the Wayne County show. Yeah, I used to work back in the day. I gotta go. I can't be on the phone the whole time. That's Jesse Malin's job. Always on the fucking phone. I'm Bob Strauss. Bob Strauss. Bob Strauss. Yes. Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm a little fatchotted here. You know. Oh, I don't need this. You know. He's in the back. What a show. He plays so fucking long, like Jesse Malin. Keep going, song after song. You know, I've been doing this a lot of years. There's a lot of show for me, Bob Strauss. I'm going to tell you guys, you know, I got the glove. Let me show you. I don't know how they found me, you know. Woo, when I get back from this trip, man, I've been out of my mind. 5 weeks, isolation, out of my fucking mind. I'm climbing the bat poles. I've been going out of my fucking mind. These gloves, I don't want to wear them. What do I look like, a proctologist? Woo, yes, I got a mumbo, baby. Well, let me tell you, I've been in the business a long time. Before I was doing the Bob Strauss road managing thing. Yes, I was a fucking artist. Yes, I did it. I played on a lot of records. Let me tell you, Bob Strauss played on a lot of records. Yeah. Now I'll show you all the records I played on. Bob Strauss in the house. I played on all these records. Look, I played on a lot of records. And I keep playing on records. I play on a lot of records. I play on a lot of records. I play on a lot of records. What am I going to tell you? They said in quarantine. Well, Bob Strauss is in. You're throwing stuff. What do you got? Cue cards? What do you want to talk to the police? Police. And there's a guy upstairs. He says, be quiet. And people are really being nice to Bob Strauss. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, it's Bob Strauss. Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing a bit. Yeah, I'm performing. They asked me to perform. Road manager. Yeah, I've been a road manager for a lot of years, you know. I work with all the greats. Yeah, and now I'm here doing a show. You want me to tell you about it now? I got people watching here. We're on like YouTube live chat. Yeah, Jesse Malin's telling people for years to stay at gigs and come out and not be locked in the house and come out and fuck Facebook and all that stuff. And now, you know, Bob Strauss is here. We're entertaining people locked in their house. Isolation. Isolate. Woo! Woo! We gotta go, baby. I got a mambo. I gotta talk to these people. I gotta tell them about how I began in this business. Bob Strauss. In the house. In the house. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was a shock. That was a shock. Yeah. And this is my dog, Groucho. Don't ever get disguised or discouraged or mixed up with anybody else. This is Groucho, and he's a Chihuahua. Hi, Groucho. How are you? What are you saying? Who are these people? Who are they? You can't see them? It feels weird? Yeah, Groucho, it feels fucking weird. Bob Strauss knows. Everything's weird. We show up in a town. Let me tell you. We get into a town, people get there, you pull the band in, the bus, and you got to go in. Bob Strauss has to go in and get credentials, baby. I got credentials. Yeah, I've got a lot of them, and I save them, you know, just to show off now and then. You never know. Right now, I'm just having sex with my gut, but, you know, you might want to hook up. You know, you have Bob Strauss, you say, look what I did. All right, what do I got? On the early days of my career, I did the Best Fest, and everybody would get drunk, and we do Tom Petty songs. People were nuts. They're coming up to me, Butch Walker, all these people, and I look like I'm a professional at the Best Fest. I drank myself till I had a hammer on my head, but I'm professional. I always tell people, the tequila's in the back, we got the fruit on the side, we make a nice thing, you know. We don't spend too much money on this stuff. We save the money for wardrobe. Bob Strauss, save the money for wardrobe, you know. Don't blow it all on noshing. Don't nosh. You people have food in the back. You people have food in the back. I know it. I see a kitchen back there, Malin. Malin, what kind of name is that? Malin. What, did they shorten it when they brought you in from Ellis Island to try to make it sound less for the Hitler lampshade crusade where your family trying to hide? What are they trying to do? Bob Strauss, you know, I hate everybody. I love the president, though. No. I love these other people in the world, you know, all these politicians. Bob Strauss, let me tell you about some other gigs I did. Bob. Woo! Oh my God! Oh my God! The Outlaw Roadshow, they needed somebody. I mean, I know outlaws, I know country, I've had beards, I've had hats, I've hidden behind glasses, I've had tattoos, piercings, Prince Albert, I've done it all. But emotional music, an acoustic guitar, a couple songs like Woody Woodpecker, Woody Guthrie, anybody. But Bob Strauss comes in and says, all right, give me the granola, give me the real shit, give me the Rockwood Music Hall, give me the sensitive guy, give me the songwriter. Not Jesse Malin with the bits and the out-of-tune guitar. I know him for years. Heart Attack, that guy used to jump around, roll on the floor like Angus Young. I know the bits. I know what he was trying to do. I'm Bob Strauss. I seen the Ramones. I only support good people like these people, the Outlaw Roadshow, Adam Duritz, Immy. We do good people. We got good people. We work with good songs, good songwriters, mandolins, people that know how to be sensitive. Not this Jesse Malin, anti-Semitism, everything's with the pornography, you know. I'm the last of the free-form fornicators. Bob Strauss, the last of the free-form fornicators. And everything's with the pornography, the four-letter words. And you can't say that, me too, and you too, me, man. I'll say, well, too, no sense of humor. When I started out early, I liked the Clash. Bob Strauss, you know, don't call me a commie. Come on, it's Bob. It's Bob here. You can call me Robert if you want to get official. You know, I mean, I still like the rap stuff too. You know, bling, 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 bling. But anyway, when I first started out, you know, hey, I liked the Clash. They played at Bonds and they were doing the funky thing. Boom, do, 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 bing, do, do, do. Get your car out of that gear. Get your gear out of that car. You know, it was the early days. I liked that. The hip-hop, the whole thing. The B-boys. I used to ride the trains. I mean, I used to have a suitcase, a briefcase, an attaché. Anyway, Bob Strauss got into the Clash. I read a lot about them, and I read an interview with my man Joe Strummer. Not like Johnny Thunders calls him Joe Bummer on that live album. Joe Strummer. Probably changed his name, too, to make it sound a little less official, you know. Anyway, came out, and he said, these are the songs. We have a record, London Calling. I was like, wow, I want to go to London. I want to see the Queen. I want to take off my pants. I want to dance. I want the London Bridges falling down while my fucking brain is out. Anyway, I thought about the Clash and London Calling, and I read up on them. Bob Strauss in the house, always doing the research. Got to do the research. And Joe Strummer said, the song Lovers Rock. I love that song. I love it at those festivals they do. He said it was inspired by a book. A book to teach men how not to come right away. I mean, about spiritual sex and all that tantric sting and all that. Anyway, I recommend this book, The Tao of Love and Sex, for any young man. And it came from Joe Strummer to me, to Bob Strauss. You can order it somewhere online or some new age book place or just a jack off macadamia nuts and some Pepperidge Farm cookies. Anybody's trying to get, you know, you want a nice mole like Robert De Niro, you take the Pepperidge Farm chocolate chip cookie and put it on your thing. And if you want to look like that guy, you look like this woman, you put a hair in it, you want to move like you're a little more ethnic and you want to do a dancing out the window. And, you know, you spread the cheeks and you ask for $1 and you say, no, I'm doing a slice and 99 cents. I'm walking down Avenue Way. I'm looking for falafel. They don't have that guy anymore. They don't have this guy. They don't have this guy, that guy. He says, nobody here. I said, the sports club, they got the guys on a bike. He's trying to get in shape. Another girl's at home eating that vegan ice cream and the fucking thing is blowing up in her nose and the guy's on TV watching shows. He's binging and I'm just binging on this whole bit. And they're trying to say, hey, I want to get out of the house. The guy said, well, you got to stay in the house. You got another 5 weeks, six weeks. And the governor doesn't like the president like the governor. And the guy in England got sick and he said it didn't exist. And then he got sick and they all got sick. Rosanna Dana, come on over. Say, hey, Bob Strauss, you know, Rosanna Dana was a friend of mine back in the day. She said, Jack, the Joyce brothers had a little bead of sweat on her nose. I said, I'll flick it off. You want to go? Anyway, I want to stay calm. There's Bob Strauss in the house, the last of the freeform fornicators. Woo, 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 woo. Let me tell you, baby, there's a lot of show, so calm down. Don't get out of your seat. Don't get out of your pants. Keep it tight. You know, low and tight, like they say on the airplane. Low and tight. Low and tight. All right, let me tell you some more shows I got. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, Bob Strauss. I'm putting on some airs here. They got a voice. Yes, I still got a voice after listening to that Jesse Malin. Oh my God, that horrible shit sounds like psoriasis being picked by a guy with big nails with a Hitler mustache. Oh yeah, he's trying, he's still here, he's doing it in the house, he's got the band and the reverb and the whole thing. But I'm trying to tell him, people want to hear the songs and they want to look at your house and see what record you put behind you. I told him, put the Ian Dury out today, get some chap rock cred, get some English people looking, those people that shake your hand, you buy them a t-shirt, they buy you a shot of tequila and they don't even have good tequila in England. Chap rock, yeah. I told him set that up, put up some Rastafari. You're doing interviews with HR, you got no Rasta, man? What are you doing here with this white trash, hardcore bullshit PMA? Yeah, it's positive, PMA. Well, sometimes he's enemy, negative, Malin attitude. Bob Strauss, I know. I'm in the house, I'm the road manager of the stars. Yes, no pornography, no four-letter words. We're talking open, politically correct society. That's what we're living in. Oh, yeah, lampshades? No, that's in the 40s. You're watching Hunters? No, they're trying to be Pulp Fiction. You're watching Bob Dylan? Oh, no. Yeah, well, maybe he's got a good song. It's 16 minutes. Is that a little bit of a song? I mean, what about the Ramones? Or what about the Bad Brains? Or how about a fast jazz? How about some Mose Allison? How about some bebop? How about some rebop and Charlie Bird and the Fifth Inch and Fin? Go to Avenue B and get your sicker. I'm a little tired here. Let me tell you about some more tours I've been on. I collected the laminates over the years. Oh my God, Blondie. I was VIP. Oh my God, Clem Burke, what a guy. The guy was hitting the drums so hard I thought my hat was gonna fall off. The hat. And it was a crazy show out there, Forest Hills with Elvis Costello and Declan McManus and all these people, and they were playing songs and Debbie looked so good and everybody's like, this is New York, this is good pop stuff. And Bob Strauss was there with a laminate, official. They give it to me because I wasn't even working. I just show up and they say, Strauss in the house, yes. Oh, yeah, we got a mambo at some point. You got to get back to New York and get him to grease yourself up with lamp oil and jump off a sliding pond and land in some pickle juice on a razor blade. What are they going to do? Oh, my God, the Gogol Bordello tour. Yes, this was a memorable one. Eugene, the boys, Jesse Malin trying to act all international and everything with this global thing and the USA and the PMA and they got the globe and the heat and the thing. Bob Strauss came in and said, what do you guys want? Hummus? You guys want hummus? The rest of Jesse Malin's band smelled like hummus. I mean, it was coming out of their pores like they were a horn section or something. Oh, the Ryan Adams tour? Oh, I was there with Jesse Malin. Oh, Jesse doing the acoustic thing, telling stories, working out bits, talking about his penis and his childhood. Bob Strauss said, cut that shit out. Give him a real song. Ryan's a real songwriter, not you, Jesse Malin, with your songs and your stories and your Joey Ramone dropping names and things and things. And I just told him, go out there and give him Brooklyn, give him Solitaire. And Ryan Adams, you know what? He was very supportive to us. Actually, one of the best guys we ever worked with in the business. And you know what? I can't wait for the new record. Bob Strauss is a fan in the house. Yeah, I say it as it is. Yes, it is. Motorhead. Oh, my God. Yes, I know this girl. She told me this story. You want to go see Lemmy. You want to see him. He's got warts on his face. Hey, he's a philosopher. We go backstage, and there he is, Todd Youth from Motorhead. He's right there. He was in D-Gen. He was in St. Mark's, Murphy's Law, Agnostic Front. He's playing with Lemmy, and I got the pass, and Lemmy's back there. These girls say, you want to talk to Lemmy? Yeah, well, he doesn't want to talk to you. I learned a lot about that shit from Lemmy. As a kid, young Strauss. I was at a club once in the city, Manhattan, New York. Yeah, I'm getting loose. And there he was. There's Lemmy at the Ritz, downtown, 11th Street. Woo! And there's Lemmy, and there's a packed club, and I'm some awkward Bob Strauss hiding myself under a hat and the glasses, and there's Lemmy walking through the Brooklyn Ritz on a Saturday night, like tonight in the springtime for Hitler, but Lemmy likes the First World War better at the, he's got the Iron Horse and Iron Fist and the Iron Cross. Oh my God. So Lemmy is walking through the crowd, and he sees every girl, every hot girl, and there was a lot of them back then. I'll tell you, this is before they had AIDS and before they had the pandemic, the COVID. Whoo! And Lemmy just goes, hi, 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 hi to every beautiful girl. I learned that from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You say, hi, hi. And eventually you hook up. Bob Strauss in the house. That's right, you gotta follow Lemmy, one of the great philosophers of our times, in leather and warts and speed. And one time me and my friends went out to Brooklyn, young Bob Strauss, of course, in the house, went out to a club called L'Amour. Sounded French to me. What, is it all French to you? Anyway, I'm out there going to see Motorhead. I got my cousin, I'm with my friends, and we're waiting and waiting. It's getting late. Where the fuck is Motorhead? Are they getting speed? No, there's Lemmy in the parking lot by the bus fucking a girl. I said, hey, Lemmy. Hey, Lemmy. I said, when are you going to go on? Once I'm done. Anyway, you go out to Brooklyn, weird things happen. A guy with a satin jacket chased me down the street with a baseball bat, said, you want some pizza? You get the fuck out of my neighborhood, you guys. You fucking go back to the city, you fruity bag pizza. Bob Strauss was on tour with Green Day. Oh my God, we were out there. I was working with D-Gen. We called him D-Gen if you're in the inside loop. You know, we had everybody there. Jackie Flanagan, Michael Sticker, Martin Reynolds. Oh my God, Joe Bruno was there. But Bob Strauss had the whole thing worked out before the internet, before the buttons and the tapping and the phone and the slime and wipe your phone and wipe your nose and spray this thing. No, I was there with D-Generation. We were doing the tour for Sony. There was money being made from a lot of people that had money from other acts. They funneled it into this band, you know, a bunch of New York guys I knew. Bunch of weirdos. They used to jump around. The guy, Jesse's friend there, was there. Yeah, Jesse Mallon. He had a different bit, you know. Anyway, we're out with Green Day. Ooh! It was so crazy that they asked Bob Strauss to come on the stage and play the drums. And I came out and I played the drums with my penis. I could do a pretty good beat. I would demonstrate if the Traps kit was set up, but you know, it's down in storage under lockdown with a guy with a mask and gloves, and I don't want to go down there and don't remember the code. But I did play the drums with the penis, and you know, they seem to like it. This day and age, they call me Howie Weinberg, but you know, what are you gonna do? There's a different time, and there's a time for everything. We gotta protect people. Everyone has to stand up, and in fact, some people have to keep a sense of humor, and some people really need to go to fucking jail. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking creeps. You got that Weinstein, fuck him. You got Trump, you people you like grabbing pussies and this, and then we got all, you know, it's politics. Don't mix politics, Bob Strauss. You're just a road manager. You're gonna work for everybody. The USA. I love my country. You know Bob Strauss. I'm like Jesse Mallon. I love my fucking country. I do. Groucho does. I hate my fucking government, and right now I don't know what's happening, so I'm like an AA person. Day to day, Bob Strauss, just day to day. You think too far, you go, woo! Stay in my house. All right, let me tell you some more shows. Woo, what do I got here? I went to South by Southwest. Bob Strauss, they let me in. They said, you want to be part of this? You know, Jesse Mallon's going to be there. He's a filmmaker. He's working on a movie on Bad Brains. Oh my God, really, South by Southwest? Yeah, they expanded the film part. In fact, the film part's the cooler part, and that's where all the deals are being made. And if your band comes from England, Bob Strauss will tell you. If your band comes from over there in Australia, you'll get a deal. Or maybe you won't get a deal. Or maybe you'll get nothing. Nothing. Well, you come out to the festival, everybody's spending money. Well, there's no record companies. No, you can't buy records. What do you think? You think Nick Cave is going to be the keynote talker this year? It's canceled. Bob Strauss said they canceled South by Southwest. What, those sharks? They're trying to be healthy. Oh yeah, you want some green drinks? You want an overpriced juice press? What do you want? Bob Strauss, I'm running out of time. I'm in the house. Bob Strauss in the house. I've been quarantined. I've been in my house. It's the first time I got to come over to Jesse Mallon's place. I had to send him out of here and to spray guns and whiffers and what? The waffle whiffer was there. Hey, the waffle whiffer. Smelling everything. You got the gloves, you got the thing, you got the spray, you got the mask. All right. Hold on a second. We're going to show you some more stuff here. Woo! There's a dance party coming tonight. Someone's got to clean this mess up. You want to try to get Bob Strauss. Back in my day, people looked out for each other, you know. Back when I grew up in the old days of Bob Strauss, people looked out. Now, it's just hooray for me and fuck you. Hooray for me and fuck you. But back in my day, we cared. And I'll tell you more about that. We're going to go. But recently, I was on the Outlaw Road Cruise. I was on the Outlaw Country Cruise. And I did the Outlaw Country Cruise. And I saw Steve Earle and Lucinda Williams and all these open-hearted people. And Lee Perry came on the boat. And Chris Christopherson. And they were spraying our hands. And they said, this thing is coming. And it was coming everywhere. And I came back. I felt like a TV evangelist. And they said, it's coming big. And I said, no, it's not going to happen. I went to England with Jesse Mallon. We were walking around like a whole bunch of cool guys. Tight pants. Jackets, we have the scarves, we're in the UK. Oh my God, we're looking for a lamb shank. We got on the thing, we came back. We almost didn't make it out of the city. We almost didn't make it out of London. Bob Strauss, do you realize that we almost didn't make it out of London? I was on the airplane with a glove. I got to immigration. I'm standing next to people that's making me think everybody's a creep. Everybody's got it. Is that person from China? Is that from Japan? Is that person from Jerusalem? Is that person from Coney Island? Who the fuck are these people from Australia? Who's that guy from the French? Who's that girl from the Dutchland? Who's that girl from fucking Danish places? And in Amsterdam, and I don't know. And I said, I'm going to South Place. I'm going to go uptown. I'm going to go to Jersey. I'm going to hide. I'm going to run. I'm going to call people up. I'm going to run. Can I get out of here? Can I spread my germs? Can I go to this place? Can that place? Can I take New York and call up Cuomo, Mario Cuomo? You know, Bob Strauss goes back. Bob Strauss was, remember, when New York had Mayor Koch. Mayor Koch was running, and Cuomo was running against him, Mario Cuomo. I don't think he was as cool as Andrew Cuomo. And Mario Cuomo said, vote for Cuomo, not the homo. I said, really? Really? And Bob Strauss, a little kid, he said, really, yeah. And then he said, you know, Mario Cuomo said, we want to vote against Koch, and he wants Father Guido Sarducci, and he wants this guy, and he wants Lou Canova. Yeah, from Danny Rose. You know I'm talking about, my friends. Yeah, you know, the ones that know, that don't know, that know, that know. Yeah. So he said, you know what? Mario Cuomo put on a bumper sticker to fire. He's trying to beat Koch. You know what he says? Don't be a Koch sucker. You know, this is what's happening. Now I got Andrew Cuomo. Now I got de Blasio. He's telling me to go get my horse and ride around with a mask. And they're cleaning up road apples. Bob Strauss. You know, I don't want to get political, what these people do to animals. But you know what's going on. They got a show on TV and they're beating people and beating animals. And Groucho doesn't like it. Groucho doesn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it. We got to burn them out of the town. We got to take back the world. We got to take back the world. Bob Strauss, my new tour, Take Back the World. Bring it back. Make it fun. We got to have fun, like Murphy's Law, fun. Fun. Yeah, you know, I used to grow up and watch, you know, Scott Gordon and Muggsy, the Uncle Floyd show. Woo, we're throwing shit all over the house because nobody's going to come here to clean it. Jesse Matlin doesn't have any fancy cleaning people. Bob Strauss can't even send someone over from the guidebook that I got A to Z, unemployed, people working, people that need help. I need help. I need help. I need help. Can I clean Jesse Matlin's apartment? No, you can't. You can't come in. Nobody can come in. You got to film a video. You got to lock yourself in the bathroom. You got to feed your gut. I mean, people used to get together and make love and dance and have parties. And now, what are they doing? Fucking the gut, watching the TV, hitting the button. But we're being safe. You know, Bob Strauss says, I'll follow what they say. I'll follow what they say. Those sick conspiracy friends of yours calling up and sending buttons and sending little bits and saying, this is what it came from. And it's not from a bat. It's not Batman. It's a real thing. What do you mean, Bob Strauss? It's a real thing. Oh, my God. Anyway, we're going to tell you some more bits about where I come from. Bob Strauss recently was on a fantastic tour, mamboing around with Jesse Matlin and other sorts, and we were hanging out with this lovely lady. She even complimented me. We did an infomercial together. I mean, you know, life is now an infomercial, but this woman is a poet. I was out with Lucinda Williams. Bob Strauss with Lucinda Williams. Wow! It was unbelievable. And then she let me get on the stage, and I came out with a flashlight like sticker. I came right out. I waved the flashlight. I flashed it on. Jesse came on the stage. People were there. They didn't laugh at him. No, they didn't know him. You know, it wasn't like down here on Avenue Way where all these people walk around and have preconceived ideas and they say, what are you making a ton of money in those bars? What are you guys doing, Johnny T? Where's Laura? These people, who are you people making money? Bob Strauss knows the real deal. I know these kids since they grew up. Yeah, they just wanted to have a good time. A few shots, Jose Cuervo. Yeah, now they're drinking Don Julio. Don, who the hell are you? And then they're doing Cuervo. We used to be back in the day. Remember when Cuervo Gold was good shit? Woo, we were nuts in the fucking head. To Kill a Mockingbird. These are people trying to have a good time. That's why I did this, because of benefit for the bars in New York. That's right, the bars in New York. These people need help. Help me, Baba. Baba. Yeah. Well, on a more serious note, Bob Strauss in the house. The last of the freeform fornicators. Oh my God, it's Bob. You know, you have a microphone. What does everybody that gets a mic have to be so important? I was out with Light of Day many a time. This is an industry. This is a thing. This is a charity. This is information to help people with Parkinson's disease. This is to get things out for the world. And Bob Strauss was there. And it was unbelievable. Doing this, we took the runs, the walks in the park, and raised a lot of money. I mean, people raised millions because Bob Strauss was just in the back. He wasn't fucking anything up. Sometimes I have to step in the back. Light of Day, they got it dialed in. Check them out. Oh, you know. And some people were there just to see Bruce. I didn't say that. No, Bob doesn't say. I say the truth. But some people really believe in the cause. And there's good human beings out there fighting every day for good things. Right, Groucho? Yeah. Because those are the shows that I've worked over the years. Light of Day, I've done that. I've done the Best Fest, the cruise. I've even cruised down Santa Monica. You know, Jesse Malin and his buns up. Woo! They're taking over the airwaves. They're taking over the airwaves. You're out of time. You're out of time, Bob Strauss. Why? Who's that? Oh, it's the man with the glove and the broken clock, the man with the records on the floor, the man throwing the bananas around, the man with his guitar, the man that's trying to be someone else, the man that's portraying some kind of comic with his shirt off and a thing and a Hawaiian shirt, the man who's doing this in the house, the man who's got books all over the place and collecting money and sending millions of donations and bands songs and doing this and talking about the bars and talking about this and the fucking pandemic, coronavirus. What do you say? Oh, it's Bob Strauss. I don't know. I'm going purple. I'm going pink. Start wearing purple for me, Strauss. Start wearing purple for me, Strauss. Everybody's wearing it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Thank you guys, Bob Strauss. I got a mumbo. Thank you for listening. Next week I'll have my client, not the president of the club, but my client, yes, Jesse Malin, will be doing the fine art of self-destruction on the program here that I created, because I've created it all. Yes, me and Valino created it all. That's right. We will be doing the fine art of self-destruction, Jesse Malin, next week. Stay tuned for the Green Door Party. I might make an appearance and shake my tush like a Mel Brooks scene out of a blazing saddle, out of a can of Le Sueur peas, out of a goddamn icicle, out of anything you got in your fridge. What do you got there? The vegan ice cream, you got the nuts, you got the soup, you got the herbal tea. I don't need that. I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm keeping the PMA. Yeah, bullshit, Jesse. Keep it together, Jesse. Yeah, Jesse, I'm Bob Strauss. I see a crack in the armor. Positive mental attitude. I see a crack in the armor. I see what's going on. I see Joey and Johnny and Dee Dee and Ramonza. I see that and Marky and Tommy. I see I got a mambo, baby. Bob Strauss, we'll see you when you can see me next time. I might have some gold around my neck and a fucking tight pants and a sock up my ass, but you know what? These are times we're going to get through. Thank you, everybody, for donating. Thank you for supporting the bartenders. Thank you for supporting my client, Jesse Malin. Bob Strauss, baby. Don't forget, I'm the last of the freeform fornicators. I got a child, baby. I got a bumble. Bye-bye. 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 Oh, my God. You were great, Bob. You were just so great. Bob, you were just fucking... Really? I don't think I...